very much up for grabs today. Incheon would overtake Ulsan with a third straight win, while Ulsan will be hoping to avoid a third straight match without a win, having started the season with 3 consecutive victories. So we've got 2 teams with contrasting form. Incheon dusting off their opening 4 matches that saw them lose 3 times and draw another to win their last 2, and staying with a winning team again. The 11 that started their victories over Anyang, and then Gimcheon, Stefan Magosa leading the way up front. 2-0 earlier today, another big result to report. Consistency also the theme for Ulsan. They have been consistent with their team selections this season. And manager Kim Hyun-suk goes with an unchanged 11 despite losing to Jeonbuk last time out. But striker Ma Kao is back in the squad, and he'll have to bide his time with top scorer Yago, no doubt keen to add to his 4 goals in 5 so far. Note, 4 goals in 5. As the whistle blows, Ulsan travelling in white, playing left to right. Can't quite keep possession going, it's a poor pass. Yago takes advantage, and now Lee-dong-kyung races away. It's a wonderful recovery challenge, they needed it. Kim Young-soon sliding in there. And it's a chance that fell to Jung Sung-yeon. He's volleyed it wide from the back, presumably to pose an aerial threat that landed at his boot. Open up for Lee Jin-hyun. Plays it back to Choi Sung-yeon. Bojanic. Well, Bojanic himself has not really got into the game today. He was caught cold there. And there it is, opening up for Ulsan. What is that, 3 efforts in a row? And almost out of nothing, Incheon have been guilty of risky back passes. Now, the pass itself wasn't particularly forceful, but you've got 2 attacking players in close vicinity. Do you even want to risk putting your goalkeeper in that position? And Yago Cariello says thank you very much. It's Oh Song looking for a quick response. Strikes it low, it's deflected away. And that's more like it from Incheon. If there's one positive from the goal, it's that Choi Hyun-taek keeping it in play, doing really well to beat 2 Incheon players. Bojanic. More like it from him, Lee Kyu-sung. And Choi Sung-yeon with a decent effort. Put it in a dangerous area, and keeper had to parry it. Could have landed more favourably for Ulsan. It's a good strike. Straight at the keeper, but Kim Young-soon inside to Magosa. This is slightly better for Incheon. Maybe just a little bit of a warning, but Yago can go up the other end. Yago, the danger man. Still Yago. A fingertip save at arm's length. Be surprised if Yago is not either outright top scorer by the end of the year or somewhere very prominent in the conversation. Did it just strike his hand here? I think it did. And it flicked up off the initial deflection. A double change for Incheon is interesting at this stage. Very interesting. Park Seung-ho off. Lee Chung-yong and Morgan Ferrier on. Lee Chung-yong scores today. Wonder what sort of goal celebration we might get from him. Here's Magosa. And a cross out to Lee Chung-yong. Oh, it's just wide of the upright, and it's possibly, yeah, it would have been offside anyway. Bitha goes straight for Magosa, finds him. It's a swipe. Wild effort. It's gone out for a throw if it's indeed gone out. With the cross, and Ferrier was not able to steer it goalward. So Jae-min with a touch and then a foul. Bojanic was attitude, loves to get forward. It's Incheon off the crossbar, and it's still alive. Lee Myung-ju can't steer it. Well, that's by far and away the best chance for either side outside of the goal. Also with a header back inside. We're well beyond the 2 minutes added on. And appeal for handball and maybe a penalty here. Normally be thought of as handball, but no penalty and no corner. We go to half-time. Join us for the second half in a few minutes. Ulsan escaping. Not so unlucky as far as the penalty shout was concerned, but slightly fortunate not to have fallen. Benji Michel coming on for Incheon. Had a quiet first half. Just a few moments from kickoff in the second half. Incheon in the blue and black. Benji Michel races away with pace. Has Yago in the middle. Wants to take it himself, and off the post. Well, I suppose if you hit the woodwork, you're justified in taking. Delivery as far as outside of the box, and Lee Dong-il fires it wide. Does strike it well on the volley or half volley. Lee Chung-yong, Magosa! Oh, it's a big chance over the bar. Lee Chung-yong sets it up almost on a plate. Still plenty to do, but as I say, man of his quality. An Incheon equaliser, and the pressure start to feel very different. And there's another shout for a handball. We had an appeal at the end of the first half that was not given. Is this one going to lead to a review? A lot of desire for a penalty, but I don't think you can give a penalty for that. Utterly dominant and imperious. Here's Ferrier turning his man. Got away from ENG, but the delivery couldn't pick out Magosa in the middle. It's becoming a rather entertaining second half, if a little one-sided. Ulsan having to soak up the pressure at the moment. Kim Young-soon forces the corner. Kim Young-soon. It's back out to Kim Young-soon. And the chip forward, intelligent. And it's off the post! Hwani Bitha almost got the party started for Incheon. It's a lovely bit of play from multiple players. Kim Young-soon's intelligence to chip it forward. The brilliance of Incheon. Now Incheon look to turn it around. Jerso runs out of room, but the ball spills loose for Im Young-ju. There might be a VAR review if this goes in because of the Ulsan player down. And it's in! Magosa! Will this be cancelled out? Because after all, they probably weren't penalties, but either way, he was the man. And wouldn't it be ironic if it was the possible foul on him that leads to that goal being ruled out now? This stadium will explode in hostility. Put the pressure on, they've got too much quality. Yago is deadly in the box, we know that. Jang Si-young here, and then Lee Kyu-sung delivers the cross. Yago! Oh, it's a good save, but there's the warning. There is the warning, exactly what I was talking about. It's a wonderful stop from Kim Dong-hun. Dangerous pass from Kim Young-soon, who could hardly put a foot wrong before the equaliser. And here is that final piece that I talked about before. Markao for Yago. Now, very strong game going forward. Magosa with a header downwards, landed at Ferrier's feet. Magosa, I'm not even sure if he touched it, but Ferrier certainly did. Maybe a slight flick from Magosa, but Ferrier leaves it for Jerso. Did really well in the supporting work, and it's off the post, off the crossbar to be precise, but the third time they've hit the woodwork in this game. But this was a fabulous effort from Jerso. Potentially getting a point against Ulsan is no disgrace for them. But it could get worse. Markal's shot blocked. There was a lot of power in it. It's Ulsan, if anyone's going to score. And it's in from Markal! Well, Ulsan, they've not exactly had to bang the door down, have they? A young defender plying his trade, but that was one of those moments where you just look back and you think you cannot let Markal off the leash like that. But how do you stop him? That's the other part of the question. And between him and Yago, it's a formidable. When they drew against Kim Chon and then lost against Jeonbuk, but now looking like they're back to winning ways. And there's the final whistle. Ulsan, a massive win. And I said at the start of the game, with the consistency in team selection, albeit a few subs along the way, if Ulsan could get back to the winning ways they'd been with before, and faith from the manager was repaid, that would go a long way towards building confidence. Let's see what they can take into the Seoul game. Seoul will be an interesting test for them, but at home,